Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is InsideAgameR. Welcome to something something just fell off my desk. Okay. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to something a little bit different to what I usually play, hence why I'm probably certain it'll be a very quiet stream this evening. We are looking at the new Sherlock Holmes The Awakened. So a little bit about this game, just so we can go into it. So the experience of a nerve-wracking Lovecraftian adventure rebuilt from the ground up with modern graphics and gameplay. Become Sherlock Holmes and find yourself at the heart of the terrifying mythos as you investigate a series of mysterious disappearances in Europe and the US. So there's lots here we're going to be investigating. We're going to get to travel to different parts of the world by the looks of things. It's taken place in 1882. This is the curtain on how Sherlock and John, mere roommates at the time, became the world-famous crime-saving duo. So this is obviously based on the story before Sherlock, I suppose, in a way. Big thank you to the developers at Frogwares, and there's a huge thing with this game as well, developed in Ukraine. They started it in 2022. And yeah, apparently they've done a great job. I haven't played the game yet. This is my first time I've actually turned it on since they sent me the key a couple of days ago. So what we're going to do, we're going to start a new game. We're going to get into the story, and I suppose we're going to see what it's all about. And hello to the people that are here in the stream. Do say hello. Don't be shy. Gotta love Baker Street. I love London.
Dr. Watson, would you kindly close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to merely hours of work rather than days?
My apologies, Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken aback. I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan. Are those my surgical needles?
I ran out of tacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Was that my supper?
Plainly not, for I was the one who ate it.
I set it aside for this evening.
And for that I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In a bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
Let us see what the postman brought today.
Okay, so welcome to the game, WASD. We can interact with the mouse, of course. Visit Barnes Bookshop.
Your order from Barnes Bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his
Okay, so London advertised September the 28th, 1882. Tensions between England and Sweden are running high after a series of unfortunate mishaps. During a recent visit to London by Swedish Princess Adler, chief among the scandals was the embarrassment of the British diplomatic corps as a result of the unexplained disappearance of Princess Adler's personal bodyguard. The long-time member of the inner circle took the opportunity to explore London while off duty and never returned from his late-night promenade. Ooh, I wonder, is that more of a Jack the Ripper kind of thing here? The spokesman for the police assures the advertiser that they are confident the bodyguard will be located as he is a striking representative of the Scandinavian people. A man like that gets noticed whether by his peers at the gentlemen's clubs or the fair nightingales who comfort them. Okay.
Local
That's good
gossip,
service.
all of it uninteresting.
Anything else at this table? Doesn't look like it. Anything around in here we can have a little nose at? The Sherlock Holmes is one of my favourite detective series. TV, films, books, audiobooks. Absolutely love Sherlock Holmes. Okay, clearly we need to go to the wall then.
I'm close, I know it. I just need one more piece to crack the case. I'm close, I know it. I just need one more piece to crack the case.
This mess is getting out of hand. What will the landlady think?
Okay, so 2 out of 3. Oh, the letter.
Another letter from Werner. I never reply, but they keep coming.
Okay, I didn't see the little 3 icon up there.
I don't see the strand. Where is it?
Pardon me?
I am on the precipice of uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men. The missing paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
Well, life used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing. I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick, who...
No, that will not do. Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin.
Okay, the strand is missing. It's not that dustbin. Okay, it's raining today. Why not dress in something more appropriate for the weather? Open the casebook with C, navigate the wardrobe, and put on a hat. Oh yes, we're going to put on the famous Sherlock Holmes hat here, aren't we? Oh yes. This is what we need. Good old deerstalker. Okay. Let's have a look then.
You were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil.
Okay, apparently there's something else in here.
cactus spine. If it gets in your skin, it's
Odd.
awfully tricky to remove, and when laced with poison, the perfect assassination tool. See, Watson? The conspiracy is real. Someone tried to poison me.
Poison? You? That's madness.
Okay, left shift to
Get
run.
the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here. Sorry, Mr. Holmes. I just sold my last paper.
Blast. Then why are you still here?
Boss pays by the hour. No sense in returning early.
Any breaking news today?
The dock accident. It's the talk of the town.
Yes, yes. Besides the tripe on the front page, anything about burglaries?
I'm not sure, sir.
You're a bright child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here?
Nothing gets past me, mister.
Then tell me, did you notice anyone suspicious at my door this morning?
Like the man with your newspaper?
Precisely. What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson,
Cool, now I can take the day off.
did you see what he was up to?
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer. Then there's a loud bang. I ducked down. Not because I was scared, because I wasn't. I had to protect the merchandise. And all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
Which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by customers. Sorry.
Can you describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin they were.
Never heard of a well-read assassin.
Looks can deceive. Hence the appeal of disguises. All right. You earned your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Maybe I could be your eyes and ears. If you have more shillings.
Mark kid. Okay, so we can literally just explore where we want. You got a new question in your Mind Palace. Open the casebook with C, navigate to the Mind Palace. Okay, so Mind Palace. So, who ruined the Strand? So far, cactus spine, potentially poisoned. Book from Barnes. Oh. Someone ruined his paper. Who? I mean, what? Book from Barnes. Makes sense, right? Okay, got testimonies. How do I go back? All we got at the moment. Got the cactus spine. Strand is still missing. Okay, so that's everything so far on our case. Okay, she's crying. Avoid at all cost. Okay, it still wants me to do this. It's not happy with what I did. Okay, I know we got to piece all this together. Okay, apparently Mr. Barnes is involved in the scheme. The newsboy says suspicious man was carrying a stack of books, and this morning Mr. Barnes was the local bookseller. Had delivered a novel for Dr. Watson. A cactus spine for assassination is a loud bang, and visit to Mr. Barnes is in order. Okay, I don't know how we got to that conclusion, but we got to it. That's all that matters, right?
Come now, Mr. Holmes. Murder? Yes, Barnes has his quirks, but he also has his scruples.
Not every pawn knows it's part of a game.
Okay, I've got to pin the photo. Oh, I've literally got to find it. Oh, it's right in front of me, look.
Do you even have enemies that would want to kill you? Okay, perhaps from Cordona.
Oh, look, he's got loads of bruises on his hands. Oh no, dirt. Pink. Sore left leg. He wears high heels to look taller. Okay. Mr. Barnes has developed a limp and is a large bags under his eyes as a result of long hours of tense work. He is not very confident and tries to appear tall by wearing high heels. It seems unlikely that such a person would be involved in a murder plot, even if the ink on his hand suggests he is the one who saw the newspaper. Nevertheless, Mr. Barnes could still be a pawn in a bigger plan without his knowledge. We think he's a blackmail victim. It's interesting, isn't it? Hello to the people there. For some reason, YouTube's just popped up with everybody's messages. Hello, Lil, Cipri, DJ Joe. Hello, Just Jace. Scott. Hello. Hello to the people that are here. Be very quiet this evening, I'm sure. Okay.
Mr. Barnes, a word. Oh, for goodness sake.
He literally just ran off.
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now will you please...
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you come in.
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
Well, I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about we reschedule in a month or two?
Come now, Mr. Barnes. It will only take a moment.
Gonna shoot himself, isn't he?
Really deep in the weeds with important things. Well, help yourself to any book. Just take it and pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to coax him out. So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
So I was gonna coax him out with the
The ladder is broken recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
I don't see any interactive points apart from the door itself.
Apologies, but I can't hear you. Please come back later.
Okay, so we can press Z when we're stuck. Okay, we got a few ideas here.
I could hardly imagine anything more macabre. Basics of cryptoanalysis, cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby.
Exotic plants catalog. A catalog of exotic plants on the Barnes counter. The name of the catalog reads Everlasting Plants for an Everlasting Love. That was merely not helpful. Where was it?
An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible. In the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is.
That's smart. There's something else here.
The finest view London has to offer.
Okay, looks like we're going to go and harass the woman.
Barnes has always been a little odd, but this is uncharacteristic even for him.
The weather is dreary, isn't it? To be fair, my flowers could use the rainfall.
Okay, I still clearly need to get him out of his room. I wonder, yeah, I thought maybe I'd have to do some more here. Okay, why is Barnes acting so strangely? Definitely that. Mr. Barnes, dead flowers on display. There's definitely something going on with there. Ooh. Clearly I didn't do right. Oh, do I need to put the things in that I've just seen, obviously? Okay, makes more sense now. I remember this being quite hard. Hey, something's not right. Okay, so that one's definitely right. Well, it can only be one or two. Or I haven't found all the evidence yet, which could be likely. Okay, 3 out of 3 there. There's definitely something else kicking around.
The ladder is broken, recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
We're looking for a cactus needle in a haystack. A spine in a book stack? No, come on,
I could
Watson,
hardly imagine
think.
anything more macabre.
You've done all them there. Apart from the door, there is nothing else. Yeah, there's definitely a third one. There's a document missing. Baker Street, bookshop. Okay, I actually feel like Sherlock Holmes now.
The ladder is broken. Recently.
Hey, Josh, good evening. I'm already so stuck. It's only the first mission.
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
Ah.
The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something.
Somebody's hand.
It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so. I merely sell them.
The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something.
Annoying if you click on something, you think when you've already seen it. Oh, there it is.
Familiar spine. Is this what I found in my dustbin?
Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
Okay, let's give her a character portrait. Concealment. Okay, so she's still grieving apparently. Oh, I gotta choose. We're gonna go with that she's still grieving.
My condolences, Mrs. Fleming.
Mr. Holmes?
Your husband's death. You're clearly still in mourning.
Oh, no. I loved him more than anything, of course, but that was some time ago now. Life goes on.
A lesson we all learn, one way or another. I'll be off.
Okay, so we do actually have some more evidence now. So I can probably look at my tree thing. Still missing something. Okay, so it looks like we're still missing some stuff.
Hello there. What's your name?
Lily, I know, not very original.
I like bookshops. One of the few spots in London where you are shunned for making a racket.
Do you know anything about this?
Excuse me, what? Well, I'm not sure I know.
Do you know anything about this?
No, I don't know anything about that.
Seems very obvious.
Could you help me?
It's a shame, but I can't help you.
Could you help me?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
Let's see if we can talk to him again now that I know he brought the cactus. No. Okay. There's no CCS this week. The Easter event. Yeah, there's no CCS. Yeah. I don't know if I'll be doing Easter events or if I'll be doing Akala yet. I haven't decided. I mean, for me, my God. Must be outside, right? What am I providing evidence on?
I don't know anything about this, sorry.
Are you familiar with Mr. Barnes?
Yes, no, not really. Well, in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
I know who he is.
Yeah, but the only thing is the
but
Easter
we
events. There
haven't
is a video
shared
coming
much
out
more
tomorrow.
than
A look?
yes. Each morning I go for a walk in the park with my dog, and most days I spot Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy. So we see each other. Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet and seemed unsteady as he approached. But since then, we've never spoken. I often see him staring through the shop window. Sometimes I wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face.
One of these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a devil to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
Yeah, of course Akala will be, but I don't know when it'll be
Your guess is as good as
released.
mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break. I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes. I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes.
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right.
Okay, so that's what I had to do. I had to shout at her for evidence. Mr. Barnes is in love. Barnes displays a bouquet of dead flowers to attract the attention of Miss Fleming, a florist. He may hope she will come into the shop and give him watering advice, or it could simply be a symbol of his desperation. Barnes anonymously gifted her a cactus, which he ordered from the catalogue on his counter, a questionable choice, but for Barnes, a symbol of his eternal love. Since the catalogue presents these cacti as immortal, apparently this is the same cactus he dropped in the Strand outside 221B Baker Street. Now to hear the full story. Okay. Let's go beat him up.
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us.
Chasing shadows? I think I've been chasing shadows.
We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
Mr. Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer. I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured, we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right, then. So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus in your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
As in most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the abstruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What is the worst that can happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
That easy.
Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So, at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and
NGK, hello.
newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
I don't know if I'm going to stream it or not yet. I have no idea. Okay. Local at the Port of London, a rude awakening. Loud bangs, thick red smoke disturbing the peace. Port authority is yet to comment on the incident and is unknown if any crew members were on board. Alright.
Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No. Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition. And that perhaps, if ill-applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But
It's brilliant. Let's go.
oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come.
Same street as Barnes' bookstore. So, it is street, no?
Impressive stature, strong gaze. I think this man deserves a knighthood.
Really, Holmes? How can you be so sure?
On rare occasions, Watson, it can suffice to trust one's gut.
Benwick's mansion.
Not much further now.
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles, and it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer.
This is a kind
Why
of
has
a
the police
re-upgrade of an old
department
one.
decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahia breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
You heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony, then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
Tell me about Kimahir.
He's foreign. A Maori. All the way from New Zealand. Biggest man you've ever seen, and as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself. He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
May I see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
I take it this is the first time Kimahir has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
Is there any reason Kimahir may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
Did Kimahir make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
Still, he must have fled with some money on his person.
No, no. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started. we shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
Alrighty.
Why are you still here?
So we're allowed to go around the back, or am I allowed actually in here? Oh, this is a nice shack.
A scrap of Hessian. These were sturdy boxes. It would have required a serious blow to break them. Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here.
Just realised it was someone's head.
Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here.
Okay, so we might have to pin this. Where does the trail lead? I don't think any of them are going to help me just yet. What the hell am I missing here? I can't look any further. I mean, it's just so odd. Alright, let's just keep going around here for now.
Button chops. The remains of a meal. The ashes are long since cold. A heavy chemical odor. Lend me your nose, Doctor.
John Dixie, good evening.
That smell after my time in Afghanistan. That's an opioid, Mr. Holmes, a narcotic.
No air coming through it. No air coming through it. No air coming through it.
Okay, so he was sniffing opioids there.
No air coming through it. No air coming through it.
What have I done?
Is this a Tanifar, a Maori water spirit, or something else?
Either way, it's giving me chills.
Clothes made of Hessian. Is Stenwick really so miserly? A Maori nose flute. Ngurus, they're called. No air coming through it. No air coming through it. The rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney.
That's good news, isn't it? Any other clues?
Could have left these tracks. They seem fresh. This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right. Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here.
What's the next thing?
A small navy spyglass.
Okay, apparently that easy. Okay, so let's try and put some things together then. Okay, I suppose we can go back and talk to the guy again, right?
Looks like a knee print. A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots. Chewing tobacco. Someone knelt here. The amount of chewing tobacco suggests they were waiting a while.
Amazing, Mr. Holmes. To read the ground like an open book.
Okay, let's have a... No, nothing changed there. See if we can go talk to the main guy again, see if he can...
The door to your garden has an interesting lock.
Yes, I have uncommon locks on every door of my mansion. It makes them harder to pick. Kimmy here and I both had a set of keys.
I'll need to borrow them.
No, you'll need to do what I tell you to do. Examine the garden.
He wasn't very happy about that.
Has Kimmy here ever indulged in tobacco?
No, the man doesn't even drink.
Are you certain? I found chewing tobacco in the garden.
I controlled Kimmy here's expenses since he struggled with the currency. I would have known if he used tobacco.
Is this spyglass familiar?
I don't recognize it.
Could it be Kimmy here's, perhaps?
I doubt it. I never saw him with it, nor could I suggest how he might have come by it.
Do you happen to know Kimmy here's shoe size?
I wouldn't have the foggiest, but I'm sure it was enormous. Not that it matters. He spent his life barefoot. Despite my best efforts, he simply did not take to shoes.
I came across a pile of Hessian clothes in the shack. Are they Kimmy here's?
Yes, I had to give him something to clothe himself. He seemed unfazed by his bare skin, but I found it distracting. If you find my man, I have a marvelous whiskey with your name on it.
Is that all I got? Right. Clearly I've missed something, right? Okay, so there's a few ways he could have fallen, basically, is what I'm getting from that. Okay, so it does look like I'm missing 2 clues. Definitely something I've missed here.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears
Spamming my
that
members with
should be
PMs
bent
asking
to
for
the
money
right.
and sending such links. I've been getting so many of them in emails lately, it's unreal. so many people asking, like, do I need art for my channel and all this rubbish. Okay, so something's not right. I suppose DNA is not a thing at the moment, is it? I can't work out what's missing.
This dreary rain is making a miserable day even worse.
With enough clues, Sherlock can imagine to reconstruct the past. Press Q nodes, interact with the nodes to begin to recreate an active... Do I need to set them all to a certain one? What have I missed?
Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed. You think you know someone.
Anyone got a clue?
Do you think Kimmy here had an accomplice in his escape?
I just don't know. Something is not right, and I just can't put my finger on it. Should be 2 more. Someone blocked this thing. He sniffed, fell down. I don't know if this is changing anything. How can this be so hard? What have I not got? Anyone got a clue? Oh, there's the key.
Yes, Denwick is no angel, but he's one of my few clients. Please try to.
Apparently it's not important. Or maybe that's the piece of evidence I need to pin. Look at that. Did it. So there's still one more to find. It is really hard that you have to link these things together. So if I pin that one, then maybe. What am I missing? Ah, hang on.
Someone moved a cart to this spot and then took it elsewhere. Can't see it anywhere in the garden.
This disappearance is intriguing, though. I cannot make head nor tail of it.
Maybe we just go and chat to what's his name again.
Are you stupid, Mr. Holmes? Stop loitering and go and do your job.
I do have to match them correctly. Obviously, this is what happened. So this is wrong.
Surveilling from afar, the intruder waited for a window of opportunity. When Kimahir went to sleep, the man crept up to the shack and slipped narcotics down the chimney pipe, then blocked it with a cloth. Kimahir inhaled the sedative and fell into a deep sleep. The intruder tried to move him, but the man was heavier than expected. The intruder fell on the sack and dropped his spyglass. In order to transport the servant, he had to use the cart. The final challenge was opening the garden door. Luckily for our intruder, Kimahir had the key in his shack.
Remarkable. It makes total sense.
It makes total sense. Okay, I think we need to work on this one. What are the notable features of the abductor? Okay, I got one right. Okay, so the last one's an item that I haven't found yet. Maybe if we go and talk again.
You'd best have found something by now, gentlemen.
I fear that someone may have spied upon Kimahir. Likely the owner of the spyglass I found earlier. It appears they were watching for some time, as there was an impressive amount of chewing tobacco on the ground.
And your point?
I found the residue of narcotics in Kimahir's brazier. There are several explanations, perhaps your servant's recreational interest, or an attempt at poisoning.
Cut to the chase, Mr. Holmes.
You said that you checked the shack earlier. Did you notice the cart tracks near it? Now, one ought to expect a servant to make regular use of such a thing. Indeed, I would have overlooked the detail were it not for the cart's absence. If, as you say, Kimahir never leaves
Marina,
your
good evening.
estate, then where did it go?
We're struggling.
I
It's pretty
expect
hard.
answers from you, Mr. Holmes, not questions.
I won't keep you in suspense any longer, Captain. Kimahir was abducted by the owner of the spyglass. When your servant fell asleep, he slipped a narcotic into Kimahir's brazier to make him sleep even more soundly. In order to carry a man as large as Kimahir, the intruder stole the cart and rolled him right out of your garden.
Now, hold on. All this simply to tell me what I already know? Why haven't you found him yet?
I only arrived a moment ago. It is, frankly, incredible that I have already deduced so much.
Every second you dawdle here, waiting for me to stroke your ego.
Sherlock
is another
Holmes, The
second
Awakened.
wasted.
So
I'm not
we're
interested in
serving
the how,
murders and
the
mysteries.
Why or the who. I am only interested in recovering my investment. Spare me the claptrap, boy, and go and fetch my servant.
The point is, Captain, we're telling you this for a reason. The intruder fled through the garden door, and we need a key to follow his trail.
Well, then you should have led with that. Here you go. I hope you'll return soon with good news. And in the meantime, please teach your companion the art of brevity.
Ah, screw him. Now, how am I supposed to know which way he's gone? Maybe I can ask the little pelican over there. Alright, let's pin you. Maybe now I can see evidence. Oh, hang on, here we go. Well, that was easy. Found this.
Wheels picked up grass along the way. Kimahir's cart, I gather. Wheels picked up grass along the way. Kimahir's cart, I gather.
Someone dropped something.
Roy Soulsby. Could that be the name of our man?
Could be.
Sturdy rope, professionally tied in a Portuguese bowline. This knot is often used by sailors to create a bosun's chair.
Okay, so it looks like we're looking for a sailor.
A strange substance. I have my suspicions based on the colour and consistency, but would you care to hazard a guess, Doctor?
Well, it's odorless, but from the way it absorbs water, I'd say saltpeter.
Then we're in agreement. Well done.
Okay, we completed this one. Now where? Maybe we go back and tell him again. Surgical knot, a spyglass, and footprints, working man's boots all add up to the doctor was a sailor. Well, we can go by that then. What have we got here? Yeah. No, what? Boom. Port of London. We know that Kimahir's kidnapper was most likely a sailor, and wallet bears saltpeter. There was a recent saltpeter accident in the Port of London. Everything suggests to find Kimahir, we must head to the Port of London. London. Let's go. How do I get there?
The Strand proved not so useless after all. The saltpeter accident. Doctor, do you recall?
The Port of London, of course. The footwear, the spyglass.
Indeed. We shall need to take a cab there.
Can I just
Let's
steal the horse?
go. Stenwick wanted results, not pleasantries.
Ah, this looks like a taxi, right?
Where to, Gov? The Port of London, please.
Where to, Gov?
I will show you where to stop.
To visit the king now, remember, Glenn. We have no queen. Okay, the Port of London. London. Go to London.
Mr. Holmes, what a compelling mystery we have stumbled upon. Perhaps I have the premise of my next novel.
One kidnapping does not a story make.
Stop! A black cat crossed before us. It's a bad omen.
I did not take you for the superstitious type, Doctor.
What if I
Such
change my
things
hat?
are mere fantasies, tricks of a feeble mind. One imagines a physician would keep a surer footing in reality.
Perhaps, before the war, my time abroad was...
Before the war.
Once, I came across an Afghan, bleeding, who I could not save. He pressed a rosary into my hand. A gift, he said, so as to gain God's favor. After that...
Dr. Watson?
Yes, well, I shan't get into details, but sometime later I found myself lost in the desert. Dehydration set in, and things grew ever more dire. The man's words came to me. I said a prayer and placed the rosary on a rock. A gift to gain God's favor.
And you were rescued.
Yes. A detachment of British soldiers found me.
To whom I'm grateful. But without their diligence, you would not be standing here and I would not have this case.
I'm sure you have another explanation prepared, Mr. Holmes, but I think I shall cling to the occasional superstition all the same.
To each his own, Dr. Watson. So long as it does not interfere with my methods, do it. We must press on, cat or no cat. The question remains, why abduct Kimmer here?
Why oh why? Okay. Right with the calling card. Okay, so if we pin the evidence, I can apparently ask people about this guy.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
I think I can help you.
The man usually wanders close to the dockyard.
Are you able to help me?
It is a shame I can't answer your question.
Well, let's go to the dockyard then. It must be this way, Watson. Anyone kicking around?
Excuse me, just one question.
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Miserable sod. Construction of London Bridge, innit? London Bridge. Go to London. Good evening, sir. Can you help me?
The saltpeter explosion rattled the locals. Can't blame them for staying at home.
May I ask for your assistance?
No, sir. I've never heard of it.
I swear there was a guy sitting here a second ago.
May I ask you something?
I can't tell you because I don't know.
People are bloody useless. This guy's got a bit of a hobble.
May I ask you something?
Oh, you are fortunate. I will help you.
People say that Miss Salisbury may have gone to watch the ship that exploded yesterday near the third pier.
Could you help me?
I wish I could be of help, but I can't. Sorry.
What kind of accent is that? Only if I knew what ship exploded.
Help me, please.
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Here he is.
Not in the mood, mate. Shoo!
Pardon me, sir. I am looking for Roy.
Oh, not again. Yes, I'm Roy, but I can't help you find your uncle or whoever you've lost.
Now, what makes
Yeah,
you
good evening.
think I would inquire about missing people?
You are the fourth person to ask this week. Just because I work at the port doesn't mean I keep track of everyone who comes here.
May I ask what you're doing here?
This is where the ship sank the other day. I'm trying to work out how we'll remove it.
You say we are not the first to ask you about a disappearance. Do you recall anything about those who came inquiring?
I only remember the foreign woman. I didn't catch her name, but those are her posters hanging up everywhere. She has badgered me twice now, but I still don't know nothing.
And this woman can be found?
No clue. She was talking gibberish.
Now, where was I? Have you seen this before?
My card? Where did you dig that up?
At a crime scene near Baker Street involving a young servant's kidnapping, I might add.
No. Someone used it without my consent. How else would it end up there?
He is average height. The thief or corrupt officer? I got this wrong the last time. Help! Kiverish missing for a week. Please tell me if you see him. Ask Daya at the port shantytown. Red rag over the house entrance. Okay, so there might be a thing here. I have a feeling we should have carried on going where we were.
Is this familiar to you?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Visible sod. How big is this place? I mean, it'd be alright if I knew where I was. Alright, let's fast travel back to here.
It's a large harbour. If our kidnapper residing here, finding... Hello, lad. Is this where I may find Dea?
You read the poster? Yes? You know where my brother Girves is?
Sadly, no. Well, not yet. Where did you last see Girves?
He worked at a, warehouse. This man, Roy Solby, gave him the job. He paid him a necklace.
How would you describe this Soulsby?
He was big and strong. He had a big scary eye.
Scary, you say?
Yes, like it was...
Okay, so that person we just spoke to isn't Roy.
Do you still have the necklace that Soulsby gave to Girves?
Girves left it near the, shrine. I tried to sell it to buy Amma medicine, but no one wanted to buy.
I want to speak to Dea. Is she around?
Amma, my mother, she got sick after the fire. Big red smoke. She couldn't breathe, so I took her to the doctor. Now I am in charge.
Don't go anywhere.
Okay. Not quite there with this one. Let's see if we can have a look at this one. It's just the one I was looking at. Right, we need to find some more stuff. Absolutely no idea where we're going now.
What are you gawping at?
I have been told that you hired Dea's son, Girves, right before he vanished. His brother also said you had a metal eye. What do you make of this?
Tell that him to stop making things up. That boat explosion stopped most traffic coming into the port. Guess I'll be without work for a while.
Hey, that did not help anything. On the altar. The altar, we need to find the pendant, obviously. I haven't seen a single altar since we've been here. Okay, so they're down there, so the altar can only either be up here or down there somewhere.
Can I ask you a question?
I can't tell you because I don't know.
Bloody right in front of me, probably.
This cheap pendant looks like silver, but it's only made of tin. No surprise the boy couldn't sell it.
Ah, he got mugged off, eh?
I miss Girves. Do you think he's okay?
Can't believe it was already in the bloody house.
I should have helped Amma put out the posters. If she hadn't been in the smoke so long, maybe she wouldn't be sick.
Okay, so I must have to go back to bloody Roy again, didn't I?
I wonder why people are going missing. Puts a man on edge, you know.
That has not helped me. Yeah, we don't have enough evidence.
I could do with a pint of the cursed mermaid. With the thought of walking in this fog.
Okay, so
Could you help me?
As much as I'd like to help you, I know nothing about this.
is it worth going into the pub if we can?
Oh, hardly a reputable establishment.
I've seen worse. Greetings, miss. I'm hoping you can help us.
We shall soon see.
Have you ever heard of a man with a metallic eye?
I've seen him even. Dirty Summers is the name. A nasty lout, with a silver ball in place of a missing eye.
He has chapped lips, vomit stains, nice. Morning sickness. Oh, she's pregnant too.
Your clothes are already tight, and soon they won't fit at all. How far along you?
I thought I'd hidden it better. How did you know? Are you a doctor?
In a manner of speaking.
He's not. He merely has the ego of one. I apologize, miss. Mr. Holmes is fond of his observations, but I am the doctor here, not him. Do you need any help?
I'm fine, thank you. I would rather not discuss my condition, nor let word of it spread.
I heard tell of a recent explosion in the port. What do you know of it?
Ah, yes. Something exploded in a ship's cargo hold. Caused a terrible blaze. The sky was red with smoke till morning.
Where precisely did it occur?
The ship sank near the third pier, next to the dockyard.
I shudder to ask, but where does one find a Dirty Summers?
He likely signed on with a ship. I am not one to spy on others, let alone him.
I see.
My advice, keep away from him. Never heard of it. Never heard of it.
What do you know about this poster?
A foreign woman asked to put it up. She's plastered them all over the port.
Any clues as to her whereabouts?
None. It was hard to understand what she was saying. Have you been drinking? Doesn't look like anything to me. Never heard of it. Have you been drinking? Doesn't look like anything to me. Doesn't look like anything to me.
Are you familiar with a Roy Soulsby?
Roy Soulsby? I know the name, but he's not one of my regulars. My guess is that he works somewhere around here.
Probably should have spoken to her first, but hey ho. Yeah, I don't think she's anything to do with it. Let's see if we can fit anything else in here. Dirty Summers. But where, I do not know. Okay, what if we try and talk to this idiot again?
What are you gawping at?
Mr. Soulsby, you know more than you're letting on.
What makes you say that? And how do I fit in all this? Sorry, you lost me there.
Mr. Soulsby, you know more than you're letting on.
What makes you say that? And how do I fit in all this? Sorry,
Yeah,
you lost me there.
I'm missing something here, and I
shall take my leave.
I'm still missing stuff.
How can I help? I could try and flag someone down.
May I ask you something?
No, sir, I've never heard of it.
Don't know if the boy's any use.
I'm sorry about my English. I try hard, but the rules don't make sense. It's stupid.
It's the least of your worries, mate. Okay, guys, well, I'm going to leave that here for tonight. I quite enjoyed it. It's bloody hard. It's either that or I'm really stupid. It's one or the other. And me being pretty stupid is probably one of the things. But yeah, it's a pretty fun game. I like these kind of mysteries. I do get frustrated, though. Like now, I'm a bit stuck. Clearly, I'm missing some clues. There's more out there for us to find. What happens if I read that? So yeah, I'm a bit lost to this one for the minute. But for the people that were here, I hope you enjoyed yourselves, and I will probably see you on Friday. I'm not sure what we're doing yet Friday. I might be doing beta of the Akala, or I'll do some Easter events.
No, sorry, I know nothing.
Yeah, it's graphically very nice. They've done a great job. But yeah, very hard. Like, he must be down there somewhere. Like, I must have to find that guy with the eye. That must be it at this stage. No idea. But yeah, very hard but fun. But yeah, other than that, thank you for everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.